Good evening. Welcome. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. We're off. So we're going to do farmland first, have a talk there, and then we will we'll have a talk about the pyramids and things like that, just interesting things. So we're off on our farmland mission. So let's get claiming first, keep them rolling along. We've just got till midnight to get today's stuff done and claim. All right. And yeah. All right. Now I've already got 146 there in the bank that I did last night, and oh, we got one here. Oh no, we missed it. 1G, there it is. 148. Wait a moment. Wait a moment, Mr. Postman. Ooh. Oh, and we've got 100 G's up here. We've got oh my God. It's, we're flying. Okay, so let's get that sorted. Yep. Okay. Wait a moment. Claim 100 here. Yeah. Oh, nice. Got that one sorted. And join the next round for sure. Yep. Join now. Okay. All right. And okay, that's all good. We can just leave that tricking along there. Right, we'll get the big boppers out of the way. We've got oh treasure search. Oh, did I already do those? Did I do those last night? Oh, 55 minutes. I must have done them last night while I was there, and that one there as well. So we've got those all loaded up and done. Yeah, alrighty. So, and then we've got this one here. Oh, wow, we're well underway. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. Okay, wait a moment. Right, now let's just see if we can get the what's the name up? Quick one. I don't know that's we're eligible to that. Quick wins. I don't know. I think that involves watering search. Oh, that'll give us 10 farmland. So we just click up there. There we go. So yeah, there'll be the big claim tonight after our discussion. 1, 2, 3, 4. What one was that I just went on? Haggle, $3.51. Okay, we'll try and get that down a little bit. What do we got that down to? 17 cents. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Earn, I know that we need to get the reward. Yeah. So they're down to 01. So these are things that I've got in my, yeah, I've got a fair bit of credit here. I don't know whether I've got it, but you'll see everything's there because I've got credit that I'm accumulated. But I'm just going to keep that for a little while, and yeah, see what happens. I'm trying to sort of deal out. I just got this little idea that I might be able to get some credit back on some credit that I got back. So yeah, we'll see. Right, let's get that one there. Let's do a watering there. See if I can get the what's the name coming up. But it doesn't seem to be. I'll do 5 more. Oh, no, I'll do, yeah. 29 seconds on that. Roll and claim. We could do roll and claim. What do we got? Wonder if we got a roll and claim here. I haven't done the browse for that yet. I might do that next. Claim. Yeah, we've got a claim there. So we'll do that one. We're a bit light on it this time, I think. 4 days to go. A 6. Well, that's very helpful. Yeah. 3. And that'll give us 5 thingies. 5 little items there. And a claim here. Claim. Yeah, that'll give us a few more. Okay, I'll just try another 3 here. Oh, 5 maybe. 1, 2, 3. There's a jewel that comes up, but I might be able to. Okay, and then that gives me some more back. 10 grams back, and I've got to claim it. It doesn't look like the jewel's going to come up tonight. Must be every second night. Not sure how that's going there, but yeah, I'm still ranking number 1 there for the 100. And what was the one here? The 80 grams. Oh, 1 watering. Is that 1 more? Okay, we'll do 1, and we'll get 1 back, I think. Yeah, official discount, limited offer, lower, up to 90% off some of these ones. Yes. Oh, that's, yeah, that looked quite interesting, that, and that one of those. Yeah. Right. Yep. Okay. I've already picked a lot of those items are actually in my basket already. So, yeah. There's just a little one there, and move right on. Keep moving. Right. Did we get that 10 there? Was it there? I thought. No, I don't want your free item. I've forgotten which one it was. Oh, it must be that one. Right. Browse quality items. Oh, water 20 times. Order to get. I thought I must have got that one. Okay. Never mind. Right. Okay. Right. Well, we'll do a bit of this here, bit of claiming, while that claim comes up there, and just get our water all distributed. Yeah, and a claim there. Right. Yeah, and a claim here. Right. Yep. It'll just be 2, but it's 2 more than we had before. So we're moving right ahead. Wait a moment. And here we go. Okay, we'll just do a bit more here. Keep this rolling along. Okay, and then we've got to do some browsing. That'll give us another turn here, and we'll try and get this all down to oh no, we've still got a little bit to go there. So it'll probably be a lightish night on the old watering tonight, I think. Yeah, but steady as she goes. 59.53, so we're almost at 60%. No, we'll keep going here. 1. Oh, we've got a claim here. That'll give us 1 more. Okay, claim. These are the timed ones, so we're keeping them moving along. Oh, 7 to go. Yeah, wait a moment. And then we've got a claim here of 20. And yeah, and then we'll get rid of these 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And one more. So that's got that pretty much down. I don't do sharing much at all. And collect some water and claim. Okay. All right, we've got some claiming there. Oh, that's that one. But is that that's not the one. I thought it might be that one. No, we don't want your free item. Oh, quick one. Quick one. I must say it. Yeah, I knew it. 10G. Yes, okay. And then we've got water. And so we don't do the sharing. I might give us... Yeah, no, I don't do the sharing, so I can't get that one. Unless there's somebody out there watching who wants me to share with them. Yeah, no, we'll just keep on bowling along, doing our thing. I don't know that it'll be... it's a little bit faster maybe, but... Yes, okay. Oh, one more there. Okay. I think I'll go to the old roll and claim here, and I'll do a browse here to get rolls. I've got 4 there. Go and browse. Browse now. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's browsing. Oh, what's that? Oh, those dice I've got. I think I've got some of those in my order. Some golden dice. The old gold dice. Whew. That will look flashy. Yeah, golden dice. Yes. Now, what do we got here? Rubber band launcher toy. Comfortable pet sofa. I've got a pet sofa for my cat. Place an order over $30. No, we're not going to do that. Time is ticking. I know. It ticks along. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah, the little musical thing. Okay. So we've earned that roll. Okay. Yeah. So we've got 5. That'll give us 5, I think. 1 there and 4 there. That'll give us 5. So 1. Yeah. 3 spaces. So no, I don't think. Not very high. We got up to 170 last time, which give us a fair chunk. But yeah, we've got 2 more times to roll. So yeah, if you've got any questions about farmland or not, it's sort of something that you've just got to do and work it out, and just be a bit careful about pushing buttons when you buy stuff. I've had a couple of little sort of unintentional buying things, but yeah, I'm generally all good. Nothing too major, and I just like buying little knickknacks off Temu anyway. Anyways, yes. Wait a moment. Okay, let's go down here and does it get water? Did I get that one and do a browse? Yep, browse. There we do. So we'll get one of these done. Get browsing. And there we go. I think I've finished my tea. And yeah, all right. I have. So got plenty of time for comments. We love the comments. We love the comments. Okay. So yeah, if you want to, I don't get many comments, so I'd love for you to comment, but then I don't get many viewers either. So yeah, I'm not your maximum big time viewing streamer, but 2 days there, various things. But yeah, got all these rewards here, I believe. Okay, so that got us a little bit of a little bit of water and stuff, and 11 seconds still to go here. Some interesting things coming up. Retro style 4K digital. Oh, right. Mirror. Wow. $27. Wow, that's quite incredible. Yeah, I wonder what it goes like. Smart watch. Got one of those. 3 items. The old golden dice. The old goldies. Right, back we go here. We should have a claim up there all ready to rock and roll. Here's me 15, and then a claim here which will be about 8, and we've got 3 chests to go. 8 grams and 1 minute 54. It'll be too early to do a claim on that one. Right. Oh well, let's do a little bit of. I did that one, yes. A little bit of farmland merge. Love a bit of farmland merge. 15. That's not many. And I've got to water 16 more to get 5. Okay, well, 15 won't take long to do. So we'll fill the board. Not much merging to do tonight. Okay, that'll give us 4 more. That'll pop one up, but I don't think we'll get. Oh, we'll get 1, 2, 3, but we'll have one left. All right, let's get cracking. Okay, go from low to high. Oh, the highest one. Wow. Right up there. Okay. Well, high as you can. Get them as high as you can. Okay. And nothing. All right. Nothing. All right. High as you can. High as you can. Working along here. No. That's as high as we can go there. And that's as high as we can go there. Which is that one. Nothing on that one. Oh, we've got one here. We may as well get this sorted. Yeah, that can go there. And that can go there. All right. Now, that's nothing there. Okay, that can go there. That can go there. Right. That can go there. That can go there. Oh, and there we go. Look at that. No, it can't go there. We've got a claim 60. Fantastic. All right. So that's. I think that's everything. Can't see anything there. Done. Right. Okay. And 90 here. Oh, and a claim here. If it's a big one, that'll put us over 100. Claim. No. All right. Okay. 2 Gs. And right, we've got a browse to do down here. I'll get that done. It's not what I wanted. Dumbass. You dumbass. You clicked the wrong button. Okay. Let's get order. That's the one. And browse. So 2 more here. Browse now. Ooh. There's a lot of these guns. What's that one? It's sort of, it fires, rapid fire, fires little pellet things out of the end of the bullets or something. Wow. Educational not training. Decision ball metal. Okay, like the Super 8. We've got one of those somewhere. Woodworking edge trimming knife. Oh yeah. Grinder. Electric grinder. 18. Is that for 2 though? Yes. Hard to know. Wow, that went pretty quick. Oh dear. Oh my God. Okay. 8 seconds. Oh wow. 8 seconds. There we go. That was pretty good timing. Claim there. 1. Claim. And just 1 chest to go now. And that's 1 minute 54 and it's 11 minutes 24. We've been going 22 minutes. Pretty much. Oh, well, we may as well get these sorted. Think we've got anything else on the go here. Oh, the quick one. I don't think we'll get much more than these ones here. Oh, that'll give us, this will give us 12. No. Go away. 1, 2. We'll definitely get 60% tomorrow anyway. That's good to know. I don't know whether we can do a browse here. We've certainly got enough time, so it won't matter. There, yes, we can. So we'll get this done. That should be our browsing, our main browsing. No. Right, what was that? No. I've got $63 in the cart of things that I've selected. I think it pays to have things in the cart and then it wants to try and convince you to buy them. Oh, a little drawing. A whole lot of different pencils. And that's another cat sofa. Cat and dog bed sofa, 2 in 1. I don't know how it's a 2 in 1. Cat and dog bed sofa. All right. I've got my cat couch coming. The raised bowls, adjustable. Our cats I think they like the raised bowls, especially the whisker-friendly ones. A whisker-friendly bowl, definitely good for your cat. Invisible beer can. Oh, that's nasty. It goes over the beer can and it looks like Coca-Cola. I wonder how they get past copyright on that. For your weed eater. What's this one? Sketch set. Oh, right. Professional sketch set. Multifunction electric. Oh, is it a screwdriver? Is it? There we go. Multifunction. Electric screwdriver set. Quiet and durable. Oh, I see. It's just a little tiny one. Wow. Ain't that amazing? Modern technology. Okay. All right, 15. That takes us up to 17. I think, claim here. Yeah, we're done. That's good. What's our time? 25 minutes. I did some last night, so that will help. Open one by one, but we're done. We're pretty much done here. 1, 2. I've claimed all of those. Quick wins. I don't think there's anything. Maybe I'll never. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So I'm not going to get that 20. I don't think, unless I water. Yeah, bit of a thing there. So no, that's all good. This is all done here. Pretty sure. Yeah, just those two. That's all I do there. That's my order report. Yeah, okay. That's that one there. Yeah, no, not going. All right. The quick wins, I've got to do 6. I don't think that's going to achieve anything, though. Oh, I did that, yeah. Okay, so let's go to roll and claim. Finish that off. We've got 2. So we'll do 2 more there. 1. And that puts us at 61. And 1 more. And that puts us at 69. Ooh, very good. And 3 more waterings. I don't think we're going to get that, but hang on. Did I claim that farmland merge? I bet, no. Or maybe, 150 here. 17 out of 20. 3 more to get. No. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. 3 more to get 5. But 150 there and 80 there. Whoa. So that's going to be a bit of work. But, yeah, no, that's all sorted. So I think we're pretty much done. I'll just check these out. Collect water. Oh, there's claim there, which just adds to that there. I don't know whether I could do these. Does that give me? Do I just have to do those for 20 grams? That's 5 minutes though. That's quite a lot. I don't know. Well, we could see. We've got plenty of time there, so we're not going to run out of time. The electric bill, the bike chain. We've got those, the soft cold blanket, the book, the shaver, the little scales. Oh, what's that thing? The burr. USB-C data cables. 6-pack. what sort of quality they would be. Diamond coated grinding. Modern washable sofa. The little screwdriver. Challenging game. Cat bed. Interactive cat toy set. Heavy duty metal floor. What does that do? Heavy duty metal floor gap fixer. What the hell does it do? How can that fix gaps? The video is usually the first one. Doesn't seem to be a video. Right. Gap fixer. Yeah. Okay, so what did I get? Where was this so-called 20 that I got? Well, it certainly wasn't there. Was it here? Oh, right. Claim. Ah, adds it to there. 270. Okay. And then if I browse here, yeah. Okay. I'll finish this browse here. What do we got there? Wood and moisture tester. Handle. Some screwdrivers. That floor gap thing. 6-port. 200 watt. Local. What's this thing do here? An audio thing. Oh, the tarp grippers. May well have forgotten about. Silent fan. Browsing done. What is it? Collect wood, I think. So get. Claim. Oh, okay, so it's adding it in there, and then I've got to order something to get. So, yeah, maybe. Well, I could get one more and then do a couple at some other time. Some interesting little things coming up. Yeah, so I've had a look at that. That's the old, I actually have one of those. Never really used it that much. Okay. English numbers. Engineer pliers, or cart. Convenient camera. I have one of those. It is convenient. 7-inch bar clip set. New shark. Right. These ones seem to go quite quick. Intriguing. Okay. So we'll go back to here. Right. Exit. Okay, exit. Come on. Now we've got a claim there, but it's just adding to that there, so that'll make us 301. So I'll come back to those another night, I think, or maybe later on tonight. So, all right, I'm going to, yep, we're going to be looking at the pyramids in a minute, but I'm going to just have a bathroom break. Bathroom break. Back soon. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I'm back. I'm here, I'm back. Right, let's go to our good friend. Where is he? Damn. Never really worked this bloody thing out. That's the news. And I don't quite know how to get out of there. Oh, there we go. But I want to go up to the, that's the one I want. And then there he is, ChatGPT. Okay, and got the sound up.
Sure thing. I'll crank up the energy a bit and keep the vibe nice and lively. Just let me know what you need and we'll keep it upbeat.
Well, good evening, Mr. ChatGPT. How are we tonight? Bright and perky, maybe? Real bright. Yeah.
Absolutely. You got it. We'll keep it all bright and perky tonight. I'm all set to help out.
Awesome. All right. So, can you
Awesome indeed.
Yep. We're all working. So tonight's subject is going to be the pyramids. The pyramids.
Absolutely. The pyramids are such a fascinating topic. There's so much mystery and history there. So let's dive right in.
Yes. So, of course, the main pyramids that we know about, well, not we know, but we are extremely familiar with, are, of course, the pyramids of Giza.
Absolutely.
And But there are
Yeah,
lots of pyramids around the world, not only in Egypt, but I believe there's some pyramids in like South America and places like that.
absolutely. You've got it spot on. Egypt's pyramids might be the most famous, but there are indeed pyramids in places like Mexico and other parts of Central and South America. So we've got a whole world of pyramids to chat about.
Yes. So I think we'll start with the ones in Giza. And maybe we could start off with their origin story. Um, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally. We can definitely jump into the origins. The pyramids of Giza have such a cool backstory with all those ancient pharaohs and the mysteries of how they were built. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's go. This is where you come up. Yeah.
All right, here we go then. So the pyramids of Giza, they started popping up about 4,500 years ago, mainly as these grand tombs for the pharaohs. So we'll dive into all the fun details from there.
Yep. Off you go.
Aw-
Fill your boots. Do you have boots?
well, I don't have actual boots, but I'm definitely laced up and ready to roll with all the pyramid facts you need. So let's dive right in and fill those metaphorical boots with some ancient history.
Okay, we're waiting. You're leading the charge. So let's um let's have the origin story of the first pyramids. Why, how they came about.
Absolutely, let's do it. So, the very first true pyramids in Egypt started around the time of Pharaoh Djoser, which is about the 27th century BCE. They began with step pyramids, like the famous step pyramid at Saqqara. And then, of course, that evolved into the smooth sided pyramids we see at Giza. They built them as these monumental tombs to honor the pharaohs and kind of ensure their spot in the afterlife. And how is the big mystery? Lots of theories about ramps and manpower, but no one's 100% sure. So, it's a fun fuzzy.
Yes, the engineering. Like what's the theory of the ramps is that they used sand to create ramps and then they rolled the large stones that were very precisely cut. They rolled them up the ramps to position them precisely. The sides of the pyramids being facing the cardinal directions of north,
Absolutely
east,
right. They
south,
were
and
incredible.
west.
Exactly. They aligned those massive stones so carefully that each side of the pyramid faces one of the cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. So it's a real testament to their engineering skill and astronomical know how.
And their gap are the stones themselves. Um, I don't know how much the biggest one weighed. I've got this figure in my mind of around about 50 metric tons. Um, yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, you're definitely in the right ballpark. Some of those blocks were indeed enormous. Some estimates say certain blocks could weigh anywhere from 25 to even up to 80 tons, depending on the source. So, yeah, you're right around that range. It's pretty amazing to think about how they moved them.
So if we are we talk let's we want to talk in metric, so we'll talk in tons. 1 ton is 1,000 kilograms. Are we good with that?
Absolutely. We're on the same page. So when we say a block is, say, 50 tons, that's about 50,000 kilograms. And yeah, that gives a good idea of just how heavy these stones really were.
So what sort of equipment today would we need for to lift 50 tons?
Yeah, so nowadays, to lift something that hefty, you'd be looking at some pretty heavy duty cranes. You'd probably need something like a large all terrain crane or a crawler crane that can handle 50 tons or more. So definitely modern machinery is a whole different ballgame compared to what they had back then.
Yes, but even with the modern machinery, we're not routinely lifting 50 tons. Like it's not like the truck mounted cranes that you drive around to the building site. It's quite a significant level up from that to be lifting those sort of lifts.
Absolutely, you're spot on. Even with today's technology, lifting something that huge isn't your everyday job. It definitely takes some serious specialized equipment and planning. So it really does highlight just how incredible it was that the ancient builders managed it with the tools they had.
So, what is the what do you reckon is the maximum load that has ever been lifted?
Oh, that's a really fun bit of trivia. So, the maximum load ever lifted by a crane is actually in the range of thousands of tons. Some of the largest cranes in the world, like the Taisun crane in China, have lifted well over 20,000 metric tons in one go. So, it's on a whole different scale from our 50-ton pyramid stones. But it's a cool comparison.
What? What crane is this you're talking about?
Yeah, so the one I mentioned is called the Taisun crane. It's this gigantic crane located in a Chinese shipyard, and it's known for holding the world record for the heaviest lift ever done by a crane. It can lift something like 20,000 metric tons, which is just absolutely mind boggling. So, yeah, it's a pretty amazing piece of modern engineering.
Okay, the crane. Wow. And right. I don't know. I'm trying to work out how I can get that on the. I'm not sure that I can. Oh, here it is. I see what I can do. Yeah. So how is that spelt? The Typhoon train.
Yeah, absolutely. It's spelled Taisun, so Taisun crane. And yeah, it's definitely a cool thing to look up if you want to see some real heavy lifting in action.
Well, we're looking it up now as we speak. There it is there. Okay, did you know? Okay. The world's largest crane is the Typhoon crane in China. Is the strongest and most powerful crane in the world and holds the record for the three heaviest lifts ever. 20,133 tons. So that's imperial. 171, 17,100 and 14,000. Wow. And what sort of stuff is it? What is it? Um,
Yeah,
what?
it's pretty.
Um, hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those jaw dropping engineering feats. They usually use the Tyson crane for lifting huge ship modules or parts of offshore oil rigs. Basically, just massive industrial components that need that kind of lifting power. So, yeah, it's really in
Wow.
a league of its own.
Yes, it certainly is. Um, oh, that's on Instagram. Okay. All right. And that's the Typhoon crane. So now, so when you talked about the step pyramids, STEP, is it? Step pyramids. Is that right?
Yep, you got it. It's spelled just like that. STEP pyramids. Those are the ones like the step pyramid of Djoser, where you can see the sort of steps going up the sides instead of smooth edges. It's kind of the early design that eventually led to the smooth sided pyramids like the one to Giza. So,
Oh,
spot on.
okay. Yeah. And that's similar to the one in Mexico, is it?
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty similar in concept to some of the pyramids you see in Mexico and other parts of Mesoamerica. They also had that step design, like the pyramids of Teotihuacan or the Mayan pyramids. Different cultures, but kind of a similar idea of building up in levels. So
Yeah.
there's a neat parallel.
So, going back to the pyramids of Giza and the way that they were built, the sand ramps, and then they pushed the rocks up using what? Um, roll, just rolling them on logs and things, or what's the idea there?
Yeah, exactly. One of the main theories is that they use logs or wooden sleds to help move those giant stones. So they kind of roll them along or drag them up these ramps. And of course, it probably took a whole lot of manpower as well. But yeah, the idea is they used a combination of ramps, maybe some kind of lubrication like wet sand, and logs or sleds to get those stones in place. It's pretty fascinating stuff.
Were they using horses and camels then, or?
Yeah, so actually, the funny thing is, they mostly relied on human labor rather than animals like horses or camels. The pyramids were built before horses were really used in that area, and camels came into common use in Egypt much later. So it was a lot of human power, ropes, and just clever techniques. Pretty amazing what they pulled off.
Yeah, there's a few skeptics, isn't there, around the idea that the weight of the stones that they moved um, was beyond the rolling capacity of the logs that they had available in the area. And in other words, that the stones were so heavy that the local timbers and that would be flogged out pretty quickly. They wouldn't be able to stand the pressure. And then you've mentioned wet sand and things like that. So there's some people that think there was other things at play to get the stones into place. And then there's also the question of the precision of the stones in terms of,
Yeah,
how closely they have been joined together.
yeah, you're spot on. That's one of the big things that amazes people, how precisely those stones fit together. There's barely a gap between them, and that's even without modern tools. So, yeah, there's definitely some skepticism or alternative theories out there about how they managed it, but it just adds to the mystery and the fascination of the whole thing.
Now, while we're in that realm, I can remember way back when I used to get a weekly comic, and there was adverts in those comics. You could buy these pyramids, and they were purported to keep your razor blades sharp by putting them in a particular place in the pyramid that focused all the energy from the pyramids. So, first of all, are there any myths or you know beliefs associated with that, and the fact that by putting the pharaoh in the pyramid at the right spot, that it would certainly help with the preservation of the bodies, for eternity, and also around the um, keeping your razor blades sharp type vibe.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a fun bit of pyramid lore. So there's this whole concept called pyramid power that popped up in the 20th century. People were claiming that the shape of a pyramid could somehow preserve things, sharpen razor blades, or even have mystical energies. It's not scientifically proven, but it became kind of a quirky idea that people ran with. And yeah, there was definitely a belief that placing a pharaoh in just the right spot in the pyramid might help preserve them for eternity. It's a fun myth, even if it's more on the mystical side than the historical side.
So, um, let's have a look at the geometry of the pyramid then. What are the facts around the geometry of the pyramid, relationship of, volume to shape, and this spot, is there some mathematical, um, like obviously if you took the midpoint of each side, they would possibly all intersect at a particular place, and does it have a name, and you know how does it work? Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's dive into the geometry a bit. So, the Great Pyramid, for instance, is a near perfect square at its base, and the apex is directly above the center of that base. If you took the midpoints of each side and connected them, you'd indeed find a central point inside. It's often called the pyramidion or the apex point. In terms of volume, there's a neat formula. The volume of a pyramid is one third of the base area times the height. So there's a lot of elegant math in that shape. And while there's no mystical energy point proven by science, it's definitely a geometrically fascinating structure.
1/3 of the base area. Is that just for a square pyramid, or is that for any regular shaped pyramid?
Yeah, great question. So that one third formula actually applies to any pyramid, whether it's got a square base, a triangular base, or any kind of regular polygon base. As long as you know the area of the base and the height, you can use that one third times base area times height formula. So it works for all of them, not just the square pyramids.
And is that provided the apex of the pyramid is over the center of the base?
Yeah, exactly. That formula works as long as the apex is directly above the center of the base. So basically, if it's a right pyramid where everything is nice and symmetrical, that one third rule applies. If the apex were off to the side, it gets a little trickier. But for the pyramids we're talking about, it's right over the center, so that formula works perfectly.
Okay. So it doesn't, I mean, for a pyramid of the same height, I mean, the height being the perpendicular distance from the apex to the base, it must be over, it must be at right angles to the base. And see, like in a triangle, um, provided the height's the same, if the height of the triangle was the same and the length of the base is the same, the area is the same regardless of where the height is.
Yeah, exactly. So for a pyramid, it's kind of similar logic. As long as the height is measured as that perpendicular distance from the apex straight down to the center of the base, then the volume formula stays the same. So even if you have a triangular base or a square base, if the height and base area are the same, you'll get the same volume. It's all about that perpendicular height being
So
consistent.
the apex doesn't have to be, the apex of the pyramid doesn't have to be directly over like if you take a square pyramid, or like the diagonals of the base, the apex of the pyramid for that formula doesn't have to be directly over the intersection of the diagonals of the base.
I see what you're getting at. So actually, for that formula to be straightforward, yes, the apex does need to be right above the center of the base. In other words, it does need to be a right pyramid where the top point is directly over the
Yeah,
intersection of those
yeah.
diagonals.
Because I was thinking that, because otherwise it would be. So what the definition of the pyramid is that all of the faces are the same shape, like all of the the, the base, and then all of the faces would be the same shape. Like if you've got a square pyramid, obviously each face would be triangular, and they would be similar triangles.
Yeah, exactly. For a regular pyramid, like a square pyramid, all the faces that meet at the apex are indeed the same shape. So in that case, they'd be identical triangles. And the apex is right above the center of the base.
Yeah.
That's what makes. Yeah, exactly. You've got it.
And
So as long as.
there is a thing called an irregular pyramid then.
Absolutely, there is. An irregular pyramid is basically one where the apex isn't right over the center of the base, or where the base might not be a regular polygon. So, yeah, you can have pyramids that are a bit off center or have different shaped bases, and those are considered irregular pyramids. They just don't follow the same neat rules, but they definitely exist.
And yeah, well, when you say yeah, they have any of those been built on large scale around the world, or in the way like the pyramids of Giza and all of these Mexican and South American ones are largely square based, aren't they? Pretty much.
Yeah, you're right. Most of the famous large scale pyramids, like the ones in Egypt and Mesoamerica, do have that regular square base. The reason is that it's structurally stable and is a common design choice.
Yeah.
But irregular pyramids do exist historically, just not on that same massive scale. So the big famous ones are mostly the neat, symmetrical kind.
Okay. So the likes of like we look at the geometry of pyramids and all that sort of thing, and I guess they're based on Euclidean geometry, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're definitely based on good old Euclidean geometry. All those nice straight lines, angles, and symmetrical shapes. It's the classic geometry we all learn, and it definitely applies to the design of pyramids, so we're right on the money with that.
So where did Euclid, was he before the pyramids or after the pyramids, or you know at the time of the pyramids, was he around, or
Yeah, so Euclid actually came quite a bit after the pyramids were built. The pyramids of Giza were constructed around 2500 BCE, whereas Euclid lived around 300 BCE in ancient Greece. So the pyramids were already in history by his time. But it's cool to think that the builders kind of intuitively used principles that we later formalized with Euclidean geometry.
so who were the mathematicians of the at the time of the pyramids? Is there any recorded sort of mathematicians or people that were responsible for these shapes or studied the shapes?
Yeah, it's really interesting. We don't have the names of specific mathematicians from the pyramid building era. The ancient Egyptians didn't really leave behind records of individual architects or mathematicians the way we might think of them. But they definitely had skilled engineers and scribes who understood geometry and were responsible for these designs. So even if we don't have their names, we know they were pretty brilliant folks.
And in terms of the pyramids at Giza, we know that their sides are the cardinal directions. What is there any sort of theories as to what determined the height of the pyramids? What was the determining factor for the heights of the pyramids?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. So there's no single definitive answer, but a lot of theories suggest that the height of the pyramids was likely determined by a combination of factors. It could have been about the pharaoh's desire to outdo previous rulers, a kind of monument arms race, or it might have been influenced by religious or symbolic reasons, like wanting the pyramid to reach closer to the heavens. And of course, it was also limited by practical considerations, like the materials they had and the engineering techniques available. So it's probably a mix of all those things.
Now, in the picture that I've got on screen, of course, we've got the Sphinx. The Sphinx. What can you tell us about that, and how does that tie in with it all?
Oh, the Sphinx. Yeah, that's such an iconic part of the Giza Plateau. So, the Great Sphinx is basically this massive limestone statue with a lion's body and a human head, and it's thought to represent the pharaoh Khafre. It was built around the same time as the pyramids, kind of as a guardian figure. So, it's got this mythical protective role, and it ties into the whole complex as this symbol of strength and royal power. It's just a really cool piece of the whole puzzle.
And is it? It's. I thought Napoleon had something to do with firing a cannonball and breaking its nose or something.
Yeah, that's a pretty famous story, but it's actually a bit of a myth. The idea that Napoleon's troops shot off the Sphinx's nose is a legend that kind of stuck around, but there's actually evidence that the nose was damaged before Napoleon ever arrived. Most historians think it was likely broken off by someone else centuries earlier, maybe for religious or cultural reasons. So it's one of those historical mysteries, but Poor Napoleon probably didn't have anything to do with it.
So what was he doing in Egypt? Why was Napoleon in Egypt?
Yeah, so Napoleon actually went to Egypt as part of his military campaign in the late 18th century. He was trying to undermine British interests and also had these big ambitions of expanding French influence. But one of the cool side shots is that he brought along a bunch of scholars and scientists, which kicked off a whole wave of interest in ancient Egypt. So that campaign is what led to a lot of Europe getting really into Egyptology.
Oh, really? Okay. So, oh, well, so were the British? Was he fighting the British in Egypt?
Yeah, exactly. That was a big part of it. Napoleon was definitely trying to challenge British power in that region. He was hoping that by taking Egypt, he could cut off a key route to British India and basically weaken their influence. So it was all part of the whole Napoleonic chess game. And in the process, he kind of sparked a whole new wave of European fascination with ancient Egypt.
Okay. So was he very successful in Egypt, or?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag for Napoleon in Egypt. He had some initial military successes, but ultimately the British Navy cut him off, and his forces ended up kind of stranded. Politically and strategically, it wasn't a huge win for him, but he did leave a lasting impact in terms of sparking that Egyptology boom. So, not a total success, but not a total failure either.
And so, when you say that, what was well? When did Napoleon? When did Napoleon? When was he born, and when did he die?
Yeah, sure. So, Napoleon was born in 1769, and he died in 1821. So, his whole Egyptian campaign was kind of right in the middle of his career in the late 1790s. And that whole era was when he was making a name for himself, both in Europe and Ali's overseas campaigns.
So, how old was he when he died? Then in his 50s. No.
Yeah, that's right. He was about 51 when he passed away.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, he sure did. Napoleon had a pretty eventful run for those 51 years. But hey, I'm glad we got to dive into all these pyramid and history topics. It's always fun chatting about this stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing how it all intertwines. I think that's enough on the pyramid things there. It's sort of yeah clarified a few little bits and pieces and some interesting stuff. That's what amazes me about these stories and things like that as to how they can, we started off talking about the pyramids and now we're ending up talking about Napoleon in Egypt. And we're thinking, what the hell was Napoleon doing in Egypt? And the British were there before him. So, quite interesting. Because, like my dad, um, he was in the Middle East. I think he was in Egypt during the Second World War with the New Zealand army fighting in Egypt. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, it really is amazing how these threads of history all kind of weave together. And that's so interesting about your dad being in Egypt during World War II. It's like every generation has its own connection to these places. So, yeah, we started with pyramids and ended up with Napoleon and beyond. It's
Yeah.
always a fun journey.
All good. Okay. Thank you very much once again. Well, I'm sure we'll catch up with you again, and I'll well, I don't need to let you know in advance. You seem to be all over every topic, so that's awesome. So yeah, I'll give it some thought, and maybe I'll catch up with you tomorrow night and see what happens.
Absolutely. It's always a blast chatting, and I'm glad to jump into whatever topic you throw at me. So, whenever you feel like it, just pop back in and we'll have some more fun.
Certainly, for sure. Good night, and thank you.
You're very welcome. Good night, and we'll chat again soon.
Sure will.
Absolutely. Take care and talk to you later.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go to farmland. Back to Temu, and ooh, benefit event. Earn credit with qualifying orders. Yes. Right. Let's see. No, we're not going there just yet. We're going to claim credit. Get our last little bit of credit back. Your credit reward is on its way. Here it comes. Stop. I don't think this is the one I want. One more chance. No, not going there. Credit back. 60 minutes. No. Ready for your account. If I wait, you'll give me more, I think. How much have I got? 330. Yeah. Select them in shopping bag. All right, so that'll. No, I'm going to go. I'm not buying tonight. I'm going to claim my $36 back. Right. Claim. Yeah. Claim it now. Righty-ho. It's done. Claimed. All right. So now I've got $104.80 in my account, which yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Naught to be claimed. Okay. 68 credit to withdraw. Credit must be claimed once per day. I've done that. Maximum 70. That's that one there. I don't want that. I want to. Right. I'm going to go back to here. Oh. Yeah. Still leave. Okay. Right. So that gets us to there. And right. Let's see what I've got here. And let's check my $104.80 and 8 coupons. And yeah, so that's all that credit back from that order. And I've got another order coming tomorrow. So I'm going to see what happens there. And yeah, I'm looking at these little cameras here. I bought one of these, not from Temu, but from another outfit that went dirty on me. All right. Okay, it does have that. Yeah, so it enables you to actually, though it doesn't seem to say that in the videos, interestingly, but it enables you to view it on your phone and then maneuver it on your phone. Display real-time screen, watch playback anytime. It's not very clear about that. And there's the video there. So I've actually got one. It looks pretty similar to that. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Very much the same, but it's not showing that that it connects to your phone and you can actually view the screen remotely on your phone and rotate the screen. It's sort of on a gimbal-y thing. I'm not sure that these are fully showing it. So yeah, anyway, we'll have to have a bit of chat about that. But okay, that's all for tonight. And we've got $104 to spend on Temu. So yeah, be interesting to see what happens there. So yeah, this has been a maurieo presentation recorded live in our lovely little studio in downtown Narua. The Big Smoke in Aotearoa, New Zealand, a place where Kiwis live, and a paradise we like to call God's own country. Good night and good gardening to you all.